Live from the Man Cave in South Parkersburg, West Virginia. This is Robert's Report. Let's talk about it. And live from the Man Cave in South Parkersburg, West Virginia. This is Robert's Report. Let's talk about it. And now, the host of Robert's Report, Craig Roberts. Watch it all fall down around you now. Was it ever really worth it? Having your kingdom crumble to the ground. Because you never had the courage to stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up.
Welcome, everybody, to Robert's Report. Can you hear anything in your headphones?
Yep. Yeah, it's real low, but yeah,
How about now?
I'm good.
Is that better?
Good. Yep.
Okay. All right, folks. Here we are at the Man Cave. We are officially in Facebook jail, apparently. I guess
Craig
I'm
broke the law.
I guess I'm not allowed to post anything to my Roberts Entertainment page anymore if it has Bruno Mars or Nicki Minaj in it. So just remember that. Actually, it's the same with any of them. But
Well, you know, Craig, I was told that we can't continue any further unless you take that shirt off.
take sure. Nah, Gary, we'll get a private session. All right. Hopefully everybody's made it over here by now. Let's see. Let's just check and see if. Let's make sure that we are working. Hey, looky there. Live now. We got 3 watching so far.
Awesome.
All right.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Tell everyone.
So I wonder now, hey, I wonder if I could cheat and share this now over to Facebook. Look there, live now. We got 3 watching so far. Awesome. All right. That's awesome.
Tell everyone.
All right. Yep. We are going to try to share this over to
Backdooring it.
Facebook. Yeah, why not? All right, everybody. It's on my user wall now. So let me get it over here and we'll get started into the meat and potatoes here. I apologize, but we want to make sure everybody can watch the show tonight. There's that. Hey, looky there. There is a back door.
All right.
Awesome.
We'll just take that now and stick that over there on the let's see here. Or if we just tag Robert Report. Ha! Screw you, Facebook jail.
We're on.
All right, so what I was going to do, and we were just killing the audio here. I need to turn this down just to hear. Okay. If it goes into the red over there to the right, that means that we're too loud. We're real professional here tonight. Okay, let's go over here. I'm going to go ahead and play a trailer here, and this is kind of what we're going to be getting into this evening. So here we go.
witches like you are gonna burn in hell.
And having these dreams. Weird ones.
Weird dreams, huh? Your dad had weird dreams too.
Theodosia. Wait, this is the locket my cousin was telling me about.
They had their ties with American history. Some bad things happened to them, though.
The curse has already taken hold. Your end is near.
I can't believe this is happening. Am I going crazy? And people around you getting hurt?
Don't tell what to do, slut!
All right. How'd y'all like that?
Like that.
That was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, very exciting.
All right. Yeah, so we have Dizzy Boy Productions here in the house, and what we are going to be talking about is, first of all, they have an upcoming movie that they're currently shooting called The No Knock List. We have some people from out of town here, and we also have several local actors as well that you've went through the whole casting process with. So, Rich, go ahead and, as you're getting ready to take a drink of water there, go ahead and, what got you started in this? I remember you going to the first, there was a movie in town here, something about zombies versus wrestlers or something like that.
Yeah, Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies.
Yeah.
Cody Knott's film. I went out for that, and actually JQ was on that as well. And yeah, we went out for that, and that's really what got me started, wanting to do some movies and stuff. I saw Cody do the process of, directing and everything, and it's kind of enticed me. I've always wanted to do film, and this was the opening for that. And yeah, that's what started me. So thanks, Cody.
All right. So the No Knock List, how did you come about that? What's the process, I guess, on getting a movie started? I mean, do you reach out to people for scripts, or
we actually have a script writer.
Okay.
That's on the team, Zai Vaca. We were driving one day, me and my wife, and I had this idea pop in my head, so I texted him, and then he just built off of that. He just built a tremendous script. I think it's a very unique story, a unique twist on horror, the way horror should be done. I think you guys are going to really like it. I don't know if you can bring up IMDb or not, but it actually shows the synopsis, and also has all the cast on that.
What is it again? IMDb. Maybe what we'll do is we'll post it to the thing underneath.
That's fine. That'll work.
Okay. Jeff, how long have you been doing it as long as Rich is doing it? Have you been doing it longer, or?
No, actually, I came out to a casting call for the first movie, and
Can you scoot up a little more on that mic?
sure, why not?
All right. Thank you.
I came out to a casting call for the first movie and tried out for a part, and thought that I did absolutely horrible, and that I would never be called back again. And 2 weeks later, I was very surprised. They actually called me to try out. And from there, I started helping behind the scenes, and and now I am the director of cinematography for.
Yeah, I noticed you were on the trailer there for Martown, actually.
Actually, I was. I'm the deviant professor that gets killed in the movie. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't intend to first do that, and then I read the script and I said, "Ooh, I could do that. I'd like to try that." And I tried out like everybody else did, and
Cool.
landed the gig for it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I have to definitely confess that I am a huge fan of horror movies and suspense movies, and I always like to be the, I don't know how the no-knock list is going to go, but I was a huge fan of like the Scream movies where you go through the whole synopsis and you don't know who's doing all the killing. You get to the end and you find out it's this person. So, huge fan. Actually, I can't wait until the new version of It comes out. The trailer and that looked awesome. I thought anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
The just the way that they put modern touch to it, I thought it was pretty cool. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Stephen King. We're here to talk about your all stuff. So, so are both of you from out of town, Pittsburgh, or?
Yeah, correct. I'm from West Noon, just south of Pittsburgh.
So, how many movies have you been in now? Is this?
That's a loaded question. Oh God, 30 plus.
In the Pittsburgh area or all over?
All over. Like, yeah, I've been up and down the East Coast.
Any? What would you say probably your most famous person that you've been on screen with, I should say? Or
well, the one that people would most likely identify as the most famous person would be like Will Smith or Vin Diesel. My personal favorite is Michael Caine. Like, there's just so much to learn from that guy. He's just phenomenal. Like, 10 minutes on set with him, I've learned more than I've learned going to like acting classes or anything. He's just phenomenal.
Yeah, there's a lot into. Obviously, there's a lot into doing movies. I mean, you go all over Netflix and you find all kinds of, B movies that, you just look at it and say, why did she go in that room for?
Yeah.
Those kind of things. And I'm sure it's a challenge, from your all side on putting yourself from normal into the character and then not trying to look like you're acting.
Right.
I'll tell you, just finished up rapping today for the weekend, and these guys killed it, along with Rick Montgomery. This cast is going to be out of sight. I think the movie's going to turn out great, and you'll love it. And it does have that twist. You know how you like that twist? You don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
The way Zai writes, you never know what's going to happen. I'm just good.
Cool.
Don't share too much, Rich.
So, James, what about you? How many movies you been in so far?
Probably very similar with Brian, I'd say. They're not all on IMDb. I mean, right now, I think there's probably somewhere in the mid-30s listed on there. So it's probably closer to the 40 mark, I'm guessing, right under that. But yeah, it's been a great time, both on independent and Hollywood sets over the last, it's been 6 years since I got back into the business. And it's been one heck of a roller coaster ride. And I can't wait to see where No Knock List takes us, because this has got a really exciting element to it. And I'm not giving away anything either on here, because even a little's too much sometimes. But we're excited to do that. But.
So for you too, what would you say was your most favorite or most famous person that you've worked with?
Let's see. Well, I actually had a great time when we worked on a film called Out of the Furnace in Pittsburgh, and that was with Willem Dafoe and Casey Affleck, and I actually got to share screen time with both of those guys, and both class acts, especially Willem Dafoe, man, and just to check out his mannerisms and to see how he was with people in between takes, and you can really learn a lot from a guy like that. And I too got to spend a little time with Michael Caine on The Last Witch Hunter behind the scenes, and wow, what a guy, hombre.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can't learn from him, and it's
yeah.
He brings an element.
So I assume you all have regular jobs too, or do you do this full time? I mean,
right? Yeah, I work at Duquesne Elementary School. I
Okay.
help teach there, and then I also run the after-school program, like the play and the musicals and stuff like that, and teach elementary kids how to act.
How do the kids know you're in the movies and stuff? Do they?
I tried to keep it quiet for quite a while until I got, stalked by the music teacher. Just joking, but sorry, Mrs. DeSalvo. Yeah, she. But then some of the kids started looking up IMDb, and they're like, "Is this you?" And then they saw my picture, and then now the whole school knows.
And what do you do?
Outside of this, for the last 19 years, I've also been a union Boilermaker by trade.
Oh, cool.
We keep the lights on.
Yeah. Actually, I several years ago I took a power plant vocational course, so I know what that is and what you
Right.
do, and it's not a fun job sometimes.
No, I mean sometimes it is too. It's a tough job, but for me, it's been great to me and my family for a lot of years. Unfortunately, the coal industry's taken such a hit over the last couple of years, so there has been a decline, but still do it as much as we can. But the good news is, with it slowing down, filming picked up, and here we are.
Yeah. So, without turning this into political, I've always wondered, and I always wanted to have the right kind of people in place. And this sounds like a pretty good mix to ask this question. What is it with Hollywood and actors or actresses being so far to the left? And it seems like all of them are. You only have just a few couple, and I just want to know why. It doesn't, again, I don't want to go to this or that. I'm just curious if, does anybody know?
My guess is, there's so much diversity in Hollywood. You have everything, from you have your what is that? The gays. I don't know what LGBT.
Yeah,
you have that
LGBT,
community.
yeah.
You have women's rights. It's a whole bunch of different diversity, in film, and and they all come together. It's like one big family and stuff. But I think that might be.
And it's funny because it seems
I'm not really sure, but that's my guess.
And it seems like it's the whole state of California is, anti-gun, anti-lot, unless it's, I was just curious. Again, we won't turn it into political because we can,
No, but with that being said, at least, especially here on the East Coast, man, it's been this is like the era of the independents. The rise of the independent artists here the past few years has been amazing. So I think we're looking at a whole new breed now.
Yeah, especially with all these streaming sites like Netflix and all these other guys. The independent films can now actually get out there and stand a chance.
Yeah,
Before
I think the independent film is to Hollywood. If you actually look at Hollywood, they're doing a lot of remakes, and they're taking these independent directors and independent films and all that stuff. They're using their movies for the fresh ideas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if Scott was here tonight, he'd be talking about the his binge watching and stuff on Netflix. He loves to watch all the Netflix original movies, and I haven't watched a single one of them yet. I know it's sad. I've got Netflix and haven't seen a single one of them. You know what I'm watching, right?
Yeah. Alice Cooper.
No, Andy Griffith.
Oh, Andy Griffith. Oh, you're looking at Alice stuff, okay?
No. Yeah. Well, we can just go ahead and talk a little bit about Alice Cooper here.
Oh, here we go.
I have to thank Rich here. It's a touchy subject, I know, for him now, but he called me up last week and said, how would you like to go see Alice Cooper? Okay. How much? For free. And I checked with Missy because she was off that night, and I said, want to go see Alice Cooper? What? Yep. So we went, and we sat in with, is it Clear Channel? What's the Results? Results Radio? Results Radio. We sat in with Results Radio people, some DJs, and of course Don Statz was there, and one of the DJs, and forgive me if you're listening, I forget what your name was, but he was awesome. He leaned over to Dawn and said, "Hey, Dawn, we had 2 no-shows on meet and greets." So I paused for a second. I said, "We'll take him." So we waited there for a second. He checked. Dawn checked with everybody, make sure nobody else needed any. And he came back and said, "They're yours. Have a good time."
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I couldn't make that show. That's why I gave you those. Okay. But there's 2 people that I wanted to meet in the music business. One was Alice Cooper. The other one was Sammy Hagar. And you took my spot, man.
The cool thing is, though, I now have an official Roberts Report podcast hat now that I only wear for these podcasts, and it was signed. You can't see it, but it does say Alice Cooper. He signed it for me. He asked if we was going to have a team this year, which was kind of cool, too. But anyway, there you go. The official Roberts Report hat. So, but thank you. I do appreciate you thinking.
You're welcome.
Thinking of me. And if I have the
You owe
opportunity,
me one.
I do owe you
Give
one.
me some backstage passes to Sammy Hagar and let me meet him.
Oh my God, like that. Sammy Hagar is like one of my all times. The Van Hagar days. Yeah, I mean, Van Halen has not been the same since. So, but anyway, let's get back a little bit into the movie. So, so you've got in between there. What about Martown? When's Martown coming out?
Good question, Jeff.
It is in post-production right now. We have filmed the entire movie. It is probably 85 to 90% edited. We still have to put the special effects and the music in it. And hopefully soon we'll have a finished product. We're hoping July.
So, approximately how long does it take? I mean, I know how long ago I saw the trailer. How long does it take to edit a? I'm not being smart here.
No,
I'm just.
It's
how long does it take? Not how long does it take?
Well, with us, it seems sometimes it takes a long time because we actually had 2 scenes that we had to refilm, and so that put a crimp on the schedule.
I got you.
We've been filming the movie for about a year and a half. Year and a half. So yeah, we finally wrapped up. Thank goodness. Everyone's asking, "When's it coming out? When's it coming out?"
Now, is this the one that you made a couple trips to Pittsburgh, and there was one of them you went to Pittsburgh or somewhere other at a church. You filmed
we
at
went
church.
to Cleveland.
Cleveland, was it?
Shot up in Cleveland.
The Pittsburgh was a film video that Disney did.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but we did a video for Only Flesh, and we were up there at an old church.
Oh, okay. That's the one where you had your drone inside.
Yeah, the drone. I feel sorry for that bass player. I almost took his head off.
Little indoor drone.
I mean, yeah, the drone worked the day prior. Okay, I'm up
bass
there,
player
I'm flying it. Oh, this was great. The day of the shoot, took that thing up and it was going haywire. I was trying to fight it, and boom, it hit the wall right beside the bass player. Oh my God! Man. I said, I'm done. I'm not going to kill someone. But
so that is why they have licenses for those things. I'm going to guess.
Yeah, but they have new drones out that actually fly indoors, and I will probably end up getting one of those. So
I would love.
Sorry.
Yeah, Missy, I would love to have a drone. By the way, I'm sure that I just got air conditioning for the man cave, so drone might be a little while.
Yeah, but
baby steps, right?
Yeah, you can get one maybe about $600. 60 to 1,000, depends on what you want.
Pocket change, man.
For you, it is.
I got to fuel the man cave. So James, what do you? Without giving too much away, what is your role in the No Knock List?
My role in No Knock List is a character by the name of Lou, which I absolutely love. Other people may not love him, but that's because he's, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on here language-wise, but he's a son of a bitch. I mean, Lou and Keith just broke out of prison. The first thing they want to do, or first thing Lou wants to do, is damage. He don't care. He's got death and destruction on his mind. He wants money, and so they got it in their minds that they're going to break into this place, if you will, and they're going to rob it. That's their goal right now. He only sees dollar signs and moving on to grandeur pastures, and he's not going to let anything get in his way. But yeah, he's a ruthless son of a bitch, and in a really cool way though. A lot of really cool things will happen along the way, and I'm not giving any of those away. But yeah, we're really looking forward. Lou is not a character who is much like myself, so I'm not playing myself in this. So, but I can go to that place, and I think it's a fun place for me to go. I think we all have that demon we want to touch into sometimes, and Lou has a lot of inner demon, and so that's a place that I really get to tap into that and have a lot of fun. And I got to have a little bit of fun with that today. We took it to a little bit bigger of a level than where we were at yesterday, and
I'm sure it'll get a lot.
It's going to get
a lot more in depth.
We haven't even got into the meat yet. I'm actually looking forward to see where we go with it. So,
cool.
Yeah, Lou's going to be fun.
Cool. So, Brian, what's your role on it?
Well, that'd make me Keith. I have a lot of inner turmoil. Like, there's a lot of things that's happened in Keith's background and everything else. Like, he's struggling with a lot of things. I mean, it's the easy way. It's just the easiest way to put it. He always finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time, hanging out with the wrong people. It just, he made a left when he should have made a right. I mean, there's just, it's a great character. I mean, it's causing me to be much more connected with my emotions than, any other character I've had to portray before. And I think it's going to be phenomenal. I love the direction it's going. I mean, I can't wait to push myself and see where I go. It's phenomenal. And Z's writing's fantastic.
Yeah, a little shout out to Z. He was amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in here. And they are doing a fabulous job. They really are doing a great job.
So is you going to I lost my train of thought. So somebody commented on here. Oh, by the way, people out there that are in Facebook land,
hey,
hello. If you want to comment, go ahead and comment over on Facebook. I'm following under the Roberts Report page for where I shared this and stuck in the back door. Hopefully it's there.
Can you see how many views we have now?
How many are out there?
Yeah, let's go over to YouTube since Facebook.
We need your help. Share this.
We have 13 watching right now on the YouTube.
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah, but go ahead and if you want to ask any questions to anybody, go ahead and go on the Roberts Report page and under the one that says Dizzy Boy Productions at the top, just comment under there and we'll try to get your questions answered for you. So, Jeff, are you in the no-knock list as an actor or anything?
No, I think my days behind the camera are in front of the camera are numbered, and so no, I'm going to do everything behind the camera now from now on. So,
What, Rich fire you?
after being a deviant professor, what else is there? I guess
He killed you off in one film. You're done.
Yeah.
He's going to leave boys on top.
There's no bringing you back in anything else. You're over.
He's going out on
It's
top.
done.
So, obviously, you haven't seen Martown yet. So, did you get killed in the movie? Or do we need to wait and see?
You want Rich? Why don't you answer that?
You don't want to give too much away.
NDA.
Oh yeah.
Let's just say that his character is very, very unique, and he's a sleazeball, and you will not like this guy. So, but he's a good guy, but you won't like him in this movie. So let's leave it at that.
So, how many of y'all are Walking Dead fans?
I love it.
Absolutely.
Walking Dead?
Never watched
I
it.
won't lie though. I'm a few seasons behind, but I'm getting caught up.
I mean, I watched this season. They're pushing away from like the zombie and more into the let's rebuild society thing. So I hope they get back the other way next season. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I wasn't quite really a fan of it. I mean, I've watched it a few times. I just don't get into the zombie thing. But I have to confess, I did like the final episode of this.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Season
yeah,
or
it was
whatever.
Great. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, but as my co-host here said last week, you could almost watch the first and watch the last, and everything in between you really didn't matter much. You knew all you needed to know for the next episode. So I don't know if we're going to change some twists in there or something or other, but and I kind of get that now that you think about it.
Yeah,
You know,
he's not wrong.
they bashed Glenn's head in, and
yeah, Negan's a jerk.
yep, and he's not killed, so he's going to continue. And I thought for sure they were going to kill him off. That would have been an awesome.
I just thought he was such a good character. Like, you love to hate that guy
Oh, bad, yeah.
so much. I mean, I'm glad they didn't kill him off because I just can't wait to see how they kill him off, like in the future. He's just so horrible.
They're going to have to. I mean, it's going to be tough to fill his shoes once they.
Well, that's
with-
what I
with a
mean. Like,
character.
I don't know how they could replace him. He's fantastic.
I mean, in the whole, and it's neat how the whole Lucille thing with the
The
ball
bat,
bat,
yeah.
and yeah.
Barbed wire.
Man, there's special effects on that. Are you working on some of them special effects that are going on there?
Yeah, for Martown I am, and we did some in Change the Game, but
Not too much.
not too much. But Martown has quite a few
I mean,
things.
These days, it's amazing what they can do. You know, put a axe through the middle of the head of a zombie and, you know, be real people,
Right.
but it's just, I don't know how they do
They
it.
really don't kill them off.
Yeah.
They're-
Yeah, and it was cool seeing Glenn's makeup thing. They did some behind the scenes thing after the fact with Glenn's eyeball half hanging out and a knot on his head, and so I thought that was kind of cool. So, what's your favorite? Start with you. What's your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie. Well, I actually was talking about this earlier today. I am a huge Nightmare on Elm Street guy. So Freddy's going to always be my ultimate villain.
Stein Spring, did you hear that?
That's who I was talking to today. So I know you're out there listening, Mike, and I know you agree with me.
Yeah, that son of a bitch got to meet Robert Englund.
He did. He's flaunted the picture around me at least twice now.
Yeah.
I'm definitely jealous on that one. So
Yeah,
But
that's-
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I think he got a picture in front of the stupid house too.
Really?
Yeah.
That one I didn't see, Mike. We got to talk.
Is that kind of like the Alice Cooper thing?
Yeah, for JQ, I think it is. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, Robert Englund's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big Nightmare guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I was a huge fan of Nightmare on Elm Street all the way. My opinion, I think the first three were like the best. I mean, they were just, you know, it was more of the terror and more of the. They got more into, I thought, of a comedy horror.
Comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it got a little too corny. And
Yeah,
I think
I always looked at it as the makeup aspect. When they did the makeup on Robert Englund, when it first started out, he looked grotesque in the first one. The second one, he looked kind of greasy. The third one, I thought they had the makeup spot on.
Right.
It was a third and fourth, and then in the fifth, they just changed it up. I don't know what they did,
Yeah.
Yeah, they completely changed it.
but yeah, three. The first three, I loved. I even liked four, but after that, I was like, eh. But I kind of liked a little bit of that comedy in that. He started doing that in three, you know, with How Sweet Fresh Meat.
He walked that line. We went, he stood in horror and comedy. I think that's what made him a little bit unique. But I keep hearing the rumors. I don't know how true it is. They're remaking it with him now, somewhere within the next 12 months. I heard.
Oh, nice.
That Robert Englund is coming back from. I mean, that's the reports online.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
like
that
what?
goes.
How many movies did they say it was?
I don't know. I know they're definitely redoing the first
Yeah,
one,
the
and I
first
think they're
movie.
trying to make it darker than he did it the first time.
Yeah, I thought the 3D thing was pretty cool when they put the
Yeah.
3D. I mean, that
I just didn't like when they came out with that TV series that they tried to compete with Tales from the Crypt. It was like absolutely dreadful. Like it was rough.
And the newest one that they put out with that other dude, I don't know, I don't remember what his name is.
Jackie Earl Haley. He's a fantastic actor. It's just everybody sees Robert Englund.
That's just not the role. There's just some things.
There's some movies you just can't remake with different people.
He's one of the best.
That's one of them. I mean,
Karate Kid.
You know what? I like that Karate Kid movie.
Did you?
The new one.
Did you really?
I thought it was good. I did. I thought it was good. But,
That's for Miyagi.
But the first one was the best, obviously. But I did like that one. I mean, they got over the top on the end when he did that. Kick and stuff. I like CGI big time.
I mean, the crane
so
thing, you can
slow.
actually, the crane technique, you can actually see yourself doing that, and then,
You tried that over the backflip thing laying on your head, didn't you?
Yeah, no.
That's why you don't like that movie.
Yeah, I just wasn't a big fan of the remake on that one. Tell you somebody who's awesome at movies is Rob Zombie. I'm a big fan of his on the movies, the H2O.
You like his
I
Halloween remake?
I like his first Halloween remake.
The first one.
But the second one was too much White Horse and too much of his wife. It was just too.
What was it? Salem?
But
Salem's.
I'm not 100%
Something.
sure.
Something
The
along
Witch of Salem or something like that.
I don't know.
I only watched it the one time. I won't go back to that one. But the first one, he had a home run.
Yeah, he did really good on the first
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I really appreciated it, and I was excited when he was doing the second one. But
He puts on a hell of a stage show. I mean, he fits the role of a psycho movie maker.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rob Zombie's music and everything, but I always see him as a knockoff Dallas Cooper. Okay?
Here we go.
And we're back.
Alice
we're back
Cooper is the
in it.
king of shock rock. He's the guy, But yeah, Rob Zombie's music is great, but Alice is the man.
You know what? I have to, and this was the first time got to see Alice Cooper. We're going to slide back into Alice Cooper again if you didn't catch that. He played.
Richie won't because he didn't make the concert, so that's
Maybe Alice is listening.
But I have seen Alice twice, so I can't say that.
20 songs he played.
Wow.
And I'm trying to catch that. What was that? What's the chick's name that was with the guitarist?
Sambour's woman.
There you go.
No, I have to find it here because
I can't pronounce it.
Because we're going to miss the whole entire point here if I don't find it. So bear with me here just for a second.
Begins with an O.
Yeah, Oriathy.
Something like that.
It may not be Orianthe.
That's it. Is that it?
Yep. Orianthe. She has played. Missy was looking at it earlier, and she actually has played in. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen around the Iron Maidens.
Oh no,
it's a cover band.
Okay,
she has played in that. I didn't know she was in it either until today. I was like, first of all, I've seen it come across. I thought, another cover band. Now I've seen her in there. We gotta go watch them.
Yeah.
She was badass. Wait till I post the video of her doing her solo. I mean, it was a big long solo, and then they go into Poison.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I know she could sing good too. A phenomenal vocalist.
She's played with them. She's also played with Michael Jackson, and there were some other people too she played with. Missy, if she was in here, she could tell you because we went through all that. By the way, I do have some good news. Not that it matters to anybody here at this table, but I think it's cool.
We like good news either
What's
way.
that?
Well, it sucks, but it's cool. Iron Maiden.
Right.
I got my refund on my tickets.
You did? Yes. Fist bump. All right. That was what, $200?
Yep. The only reason that I got my refund on that was I bought general admission tickets, and they don't offer e-tickets for general admission tickets.
Oh.
So they couldn't reissue them as e-tickets. So she said, I went back to the promoter, and the promoter approved it and did it. So they called me to Charleston Mall as I was waiting for the Alice Cooper concert.
Maybe I shouldn't have given you those tickets.
And it's funny because it was from Texas, and I thought, it was somebody from work. And I thought, no, I'll talk to them later. I'm waiting for Alice Cooper. So I called her back. She said, this is such. And so, yeah. But it sucks, though, because I always want to see Iron Maiden. And it was in Vegas.
Yeah, of all places, yeah.
On July 3rd. With Ghost. It was like the ultimate evil, you know, I mean, for that thing. You know how that.
Yeah. Well, maybe
anyway.
you'll get that chance again, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I'll just have to look for another. I do want to see them. They're from what I've seen on YouTube, they are awesome. So, anyway, we went off on another tangent there again, didn't we? How do we do that?
I don't know.
So, Brian, what's your favorite horror movie?
Since he took Friday the 13th over there, and we got into Rob Zombie, the original Halloween movies. I just love the original Halloween movie. I mean, the third one, Witch's Mask, okay, that wasn't a Halloween movie.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was.
Where in the hell did they go with that anyway? I don't even know how that even.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, out of nowhere, all of a sudden they're wearing a mask that I can't even remember. It was like government, whatever, turns them into Michael Myers. It was just crazy. Like, but the rest of the Halloween movies, I just loved everyone. I mean, just we got to throw away the third one.
It's awesome.
But yeah, I love those. It's hard to go wrong though. Like, I mean, Friday the 13th, they're
all great.
The only real horror icon that like speaks besides, Hellraiser. Other than that, the rest of them that we identify with don't talk, and they scare the crap out of us because they're not talking, they don't have eyes. I mean, that's pretty terrifying. You're like, that's a soulless being right there. I mean, so Freddy and Hellraiser, I mean, just so iconic because they're the only two that speak that just rips you up down to your soul. It's just phenomenal.
Hey, we got a question here on Facebook here for you guys. Let's kind of go into there, and we'll just Rich, is probably a question for you, I'm going to guess, or Jeff, either one. When you are making movies, do you make the actors follow the script exactly, or do you have leeway to ad-lib and react in moments sometimes? And, that's from Doug Hess.
Hey, Doug, how you doing? Yeah, usually we go on point with the script, but there are some times that we do some ad-lib. We kind of got out of hand on Change the Game with that. Went too much ad-lib. And we had to do some ADR work because we had a lot of wind noise and stuff. So we had to kind of guess. And there's a little snippet in that movie that looks like a Chinese guy speaking with subtitles, that type of thing. But yeah, we usually try to stick to the script. We had to do some closed caption stuff. And, the ad-lib, it made it hard. So we have to actually type all that stuff in. So I said, you know what, let's just try to stay with the script if we can.
You know what? I never even thought about that. I couldn't imagine doing the closed caption thing. You'd think it'd be automatic. Man.
Oh, you think it'd be voice recognition?
Yeah, voice recognition.
It would go, but
or at least part of it, and then go back in.
I could not open that file.
That's not good.
No, it's not good.
At least part of it, and then get to the part where you can just fill in where it's screwed up. But like when I'm at the gym on the treadmill and it sees, like, I watch Fox News usually when I'm on the treadmill over there and see the closed caption across. I never really thought about that. Is somebody actually sitting down there typing that shit in, or is it actually recognition?
I assume so, because we had to type it in. I'm sure they have some programs out there that does voice recognition, so I'll have to look into that.
Well, us treadmillers appreciate your closed captioning, so thank you. So, Jeff, on to you. What is your favorite horror movie?
Well, I'm particular to the
Can you get a little closer to the mic? There you go.
Slash and spatter ones, the ones that are the psychological thrillers. I love Halloween. I love the movie The Fog, the original one, and any of them that's not really you don't see a lot of blood and stuff. There's just kind of the scare and the thrill. So,
what about you, Rich?
Well, favorite, I really don't know.
And you're allowed to choose other people's favorites.
I am. Well, I'm a nightmare guy.
Freddy.
Okay.
Freddy.
I mean, I like Friday 13th and stuff, but I am a nightmare guy. But I tell you, I watched a film recently called Get Out, and I thought that movie was fantastic. The twist, it wasn't really bloody. I mean, it has a little bit of killing.
What's it in? I mean, what is it, a Netflix or is it just an independent?
And that just came out in theaters.
Who released that? Blumhouse. I think Blumhouse Entertainment released that. It's supposed to come out this month on DVD and Blu-ray. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. Yeah, you don't know the ending at all. I mean, it's a complete twist. I mean, fantastic job. I was like, wow. So I think No Knock List is on that same.
I second that.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, it was great. It was a good movie.
You know, something was creepy to me. I don't know if y'all seen any of the Grudge movies. I loved The Grudge. The way that it was, and I liked the second one on how it started backwards to show where it went from, and then went to show how to get rid of it. And I don't know, that was just, and that's a different kind of thriller. That was, it was, all the evil they thought was all in this house, and you believe that from the Japanese, just all of their, the way that they think on spirits and this and that, and I thought that was cool, was the Grudge movie. And then there was another one made by the same Shudder.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that was the photographer and the chick kept showing up in the.
Right. He cheated on his.
Yeah.
Woman with that one girl, and then she just showing up in all the pictures. Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Well, they him and his friends raped her.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he filmed it, or somebody filmed it, or something or other. He knew about it, and that was a wicked one too. I mean, and what's weird about that? That's definitely believable. I mean, you take pictures and you see all kinds of stuff show up in your lenses. Sometimes you're like,
what's funny is we were filming that video of Only Flesh up in that church, and some spirits on film. We had the lights and the fog going. I'm looking at the footage, and I'm thinking, it looks like a face. There's another one. We must have had, I don't know, what?
6 or 7.
About 6 or 7. I mean, some of them were in agony. Some of them were laughing. It was like, wow, it's nuts.
15-second clip.
Really, really crazy. Yeah. It's one of those deals, you're all skeptic. I'm a skeptic.
Yeah.
I've never seen a ghost up front, and I was like, but you know what? After seeing that, I was like, you know what? I think there's spirits out there, man.
You think about it, you can't capture things with your eyes sometimes that you can capture with your camera or black light or strobe light or whatever.
I think on No Knock List we might be catching some paranormal stuff as well. We heard some children laughing the other day. We were filming, I think yesterday.
Are these in places where you think, we were possible
recording some room noise. So we had everyone silent. And then, about 2.5 minutes into it, I see the sound, Kristen's face make a weird face. I'm like, what's going on? I'd heard children laughing. I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, we may catch some kind of paranormal stuff. I know I was talking to Arthur Collins that did White Zombie, and he filmed up at Anchorage, and he said he caught a lot of stuff up there too. So yeah, I think with the electronic devices and stuff like that, you will catch it on film or on audio.
Bonus footage for No Knock. It'll be an extra in the DVD.
There you go.
But now what do you think about some of those shows on TV? I mean, you see some of it. Actually, we got a couple more comments here. Shay Stowe.
That's my son. Yeah.
Yep. He said
hi. Shay.
He said hi.
Hi, Shay.
And Mike Steinspring says, been watching, guys. Sounding great. Love all the talk horror movies. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
That's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Mike's in the no knock list, and his character's gonna be pretty creepy. So
That's good because Mike's kind of creepy.
he is a creepy guy. Yeah.
No, just kidding. But
Not just because he met Freddie.
so I wonder if he got any pointers off of Freddie. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, back to my point. You know, these shows like you have on TV. What do you think?
Talking about reality TV.
No, I'm talking about like the Ghost Hunters and the.
I was a fan of Ghost Hunters.
When it first came out.
When it first come out, right? Yeah, maybe the first 2 or 3 seasons, and once everyone started splitting and stuff like that.
Right, they started debunking everything at the beginning. It was fantastic,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden now it's like, what can we do to, like, throw a scare in there or what? Like, it's
Yeah, they
just-
started adding stuff.
everywhere's
Yeah.
haunted now.
You can't rig it.
The McDonald's drive-thru's haunted. Oh my god, like,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
insane. Yeah,
And it's always funny too because it seems like when they film something, it always just happens to be just off the camera.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You know,
they
it's
hear
like-
that noise. Ooh.
Yeah. If it happens enough, it's going to happen in front of you at some point, and you're going to catch it on camera. I mean, that's just all there is to it. I don't know. If you want to talk skeptic, I'm skeptic of that stuff. I think it's all a bunch of crap, to be blunt. But okay. Well, we went around on all of our favorite horror movies. Do you have any kind of? We'll just start back around, James. How about Netflix? Are you into the? Do you have Netflix?
I do actually. I watch it a fair amount.
Any movies out there that you could tell people that you would think that?
Well, the first thing actually that comes to mind is that newer series over the past year, Stranger Things.
yeah, that was
I've
phenomenal.
really got into that one.
Everybody's
Can't
told me
wait
that,
for
and we still
season
haven't
2.
watched it
I
yet.
need to watch that.
You
Oh,
need
yeah.
to
You haven't watched it
I
either?
heard it's
God.
great. You have to watch it. Yeah,
It's a must.
My wife and I were like, we'll watch it. Someone told us to. We watched the first episode, and I think it was 12 episodes.
Nah, 8.
No, 8.
But
Yeah,
you got
that's
to
right.
get past the first
Yeah.
3, man.
And
It
we
picks
just-
up after that big time.
We just stayed up late and watched every single episode back to back to back. We just couldn't
Oh,
turn it
really?
off. It was phenomenal. Yeah. Just great.
Are they hour-long episodes or?
Yeah, like 43 minutes or something like that, since they're made for Netflix and just in case they got picked by
commercials.
Sundance. Yeah, there's no commercials, but you can tell they filmed it for if there
for
was
that, yeah,
commercials.
right, exactly.
I'm sure this next season that's coming up in October will be, an hour, like right on the dot, probably.
Well, they're definitely killing it on there. Like you mentioned earlier, on their original. I mean, and I'm sadly to say I'm probably one of the only ones in America that hasn't seen one of the original movies. But
Well, I think they sunk a lot of money. I read somewhere where they sunk close to $1 billion into doing some new series and stuff like that and original movies.
it's great. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, Netflix is the way to go.
You
man.
took my
That's-
choice, JQ.
You can share it
We're
with
going to
me.
take over, the streaming
share
and
it.
everything. So
Yeah, I was thinking that Missy and I could probably start one tonight, but I got to go out of town for work next week, so it would kind of suck to start one and have to wait till I get back to continue. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll probably wait until.
well, you got your cell phone. You can watch it on that.
Yeah, we kind of watch them together though.
Well, Facebook Live on Robert's
Facebook
Report.
I can't. They got me in jail.
When it's operable, Dan.
Every Sunday we will watch one episode of Stranger
Hey,
Things.
Facebook, get me out of jail, okay? I wasn't
Hashtag.
trying to rip people off. God, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Hashtag free the Roberts Report.
I put two freaking. I tried to put two, and it was my DJ thing. I had a great DJ gig thing going on at the Art Center this past weekend or last night, actually, and it's just filming people dancing and music, and the funny part of it is I'm not even sure how in the heck that Facebook was even able to determine that the music was playing because it sounded like crap on the stream, but they still gigged me and said, you can't post this because it belongs to someone else. So now look at me. I'm in freaking Facebook jail.
Just give Bruno a call. See if he'll give you permission to use it.
Yeah, well, Shelley's side did.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So what about you? What's your...
Stranger Things is phenomenal. That would have been the one I chose right off. The most recent one that my wife and I binged watch was 13 Reasons Why. That was really good too, as well. I mean, if you're looking for a new series, I mean, 13 Reasons Why is pretty good. I think you'll like how the twists it takes and everything.
Cool. Hey, if there's anybody out there that wants to maybe put some binge watching movies up on the Roberts Report page as well, just comment underneath there. We'd be interested in knowing the rest of the viewers.
Yeah, I'm looking for a new one.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's how we figure them out, right? One that I watched, and I don't think whenever Netflix changed their whole system, so you used to be able to stream pretty much everything, and then they changed it to stream, order the DVD. And there was a movie on there, and to this day I was trying to find it again. It was something about Alone in the Dark or Afraid of the Dark. I don't know if you ever seen it or not. It was about
there's Alone in the Dark. I know that film.
This was about a little kid that was afraid of when they turned the lights out, and he actually made a little tent on his bed and
with like a flashlight or something.
Yeah. I'll have to find the name of it because I highly recommend it. It was a very, very good, very, in my opinion, scary movie. I've swore that I've seen the scary guy in there in front of my bed sometimes.
Was it Lights Out or was it Alone in the Dark? Because there's that Lights Out that's out there.
No, it's not Lights Out. It's something about dark. I'll have to look it up and I'll post it or send it to y'all because
Darkness Falls with like Tooth Fairy.
No.
That was a good one. That wasn't bad.
No, somebody research that out there and put it up there whenever you find it.
I know what it was. It was Dark Knight.
Dark Knight? No, not Dark Knight. All right, Jeff, you're up, man.
Well, I'm probably the lone wolf here. I don't have Netflix, so.
Oh, okay.
I can't comment on that. So Rich.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I really don't have a lot of time to watch TV and stuff. But when I get on Netflix, I usually hit the old classics. You know, Beverly Hills Cop. I love that movie.
I love it too.
I love that movie. Eddie Murphy just is phenomenal.
The first one.
First one. The second one was not too bad, but the first one is the one I always go back to.
Yeah.
I think the music made that film. They didn't have the music, it wouldn't have been near as good. And you got Judge Reinhold in there. I love that guy, man. He's awesome.
Excellent cast.
And but yeah, that's what I do. I end up going back to the '80s movies. I'm an '80s guy.
Missy makes fun of me, but man, I posted something on Facebook a week or so ago about Burt Reynolds. Loved the Smokey and the Bandit movies, or at least the first one I did.
I like that car.
Yeah, they're supposed to come out with a replica of that, or not a replica. Well, yeah, I guess it would be a replica soon, like 2018 or something like that.
Oh, really?
Pontiac. Yeah, it's sweet looking. Hopefully before Burt dies.
Oh yeah.
He's
looking he was
really
in
frail.
a locally shot movie as well.
No, I did not.
Hollow Creek.
Huh.
Some of it was shot in Ritter County, some in the mountains of West Virginia. Then some of it was shot in Florida.
I have never seen it before.
I haven't either, and I'm trying to get a copy of it. But the trailer looked phenomenal. So there's a lot of local people here that were in that film. Todd Stubbe, that was in Change the Game, was in that movie. It looks like a really good movie.
The trailer did look great.
Yeah, the trailer looked really good.
Yeah, just I just all of his earlier movies, that one and Stroker Ace and Hooper. And, I don't know. I just
Longest Yard.
Yeah, forget about that one. Longest Yard. Damn.
You talk about remakes. I think Adam Sandler's version was very good.
Honestly, I haven't seen it, but
it was good.
I liked it.
It was funny.
No, we think about Adam Sandler. Do you like his movies?
I did like his movies, and then you have Punch Drunk Love, and then
what was that?
Yeah,
I think that was a favor to a friend.
Yeah,
I'll be in your movie. But
all of his early stuff.
Right. Yeah, that was just his way of I want to become a serious actor, and then determining that that's not his forte.
What are your guys' thoughts on these comedy actors trying to be serious? I mean, you had Tom Hanks, which is a phenomenal comedian.
Yeah, he's
and then
Man, Tom Hanks.
Then
is
he
a
went,
ace.
went serious. But I mean, he's still good. I mean, he's really good. I like.
Yeah,
you know,
Castaway was like, I mean, he's one of the few men on this planet, or women actresses like that. It could just be him and a volleyball, and you're just invested, like in the volleyball as a character. Like he did such a good job at projecting his emotions and feelings into an inanimate object that when it started flowing away from him, you wanted to well up and tear up as well with him when it was like leaving him, because you're like, oh my God, now he has nothing.
Yeah.
It was just fantastic.
Absolutely.
You know, so I will, Tom Hanks, awesome, you know, doing that. Adam Sandler doing that? No. Sorry. It's just
I think even Jim Carrey tried to go into that. A lot of people didn't like The Cable Guy. I thought The Cable Guy was a good movie.
I thought it was good.
I did. I loved that movie.
I laughed about it. He did that movie, what was the number 13? That was not bad either. I was okay with that.
That was one of those twisty things.
Yeah, I was okay with that. That was not bad.
I'm in favor of the crossover. I mean, it's a tough thing to do when you are a guy like Jim Carrey or somebody of that nature that you're known for comedy. You're known to make people laugh. So, but it's a tough transition. But I think if you can do it, like Tom Hanks,
right?
Will Smith.
I mean, you can really show yourself how rounded you are, because things get stale sometimes, and you want to grow as an actor.
So were you the one that said you worked with Vin Diesel?
We both did. Yeah,
we
both
got to spend around Vin.
We met on that set of Last Witch Hunter, 3 years ago? Something like that.
Right
I was standing for like the entire movie for like Vin Diesel and all the other bald guys on set. You know, there was a ton there. So,
bald's hot.
And then JQ, like, all of a sudden started coming to set for like the same reason, you know, because for every SAG actor, you have to have one stand in for them. And he started showing up more often. We just became friends. But yeah.
So I heard a rumor that he used to be a bar bouncer before he became an actor.
Well,
I can't.
I mean, yes, in New York. Yeah, he was up in New York City. Yeah, he from conversations. Yeah, he was up in New York City for quite a while, and then you know, he did that commercial. What was the sewer shark things, like the hand toy with the sharks? Which, I mean, if you ever have a chance, look at that commercial, and it'll let you know, like, all you actors out there, look at that, and then look where he's at now. Like, you know, take every opportunity and go for it. But yeah, and then he moved to California on a whim, and his 15-year stand-in that he has
certainly cashed in there.
Yeah, his real stand-in that he has, like, even though they got a stand-in for him, his real stand-in is Jean Robert, and he met him, and Jean Robert was a bouncer that came from, I don't want to be wrong, but like Russia or Czechoslovakia or something like that, and they happened to bump into each other, and then he became his stand-in forever. But and I think Vin Diesel actually started making it big when he had a script or something, and he ran across, ironically, Michael Caine like several years earlier after he got to L.A., and he like pulled over the car and jumped out and like chased him down and went to like show it to him. Or I don't know. I might be wrong on who that was. I think it was Morgan Freeman. Sorry, I apologize. It was Morgan Freeman that he did that too. And I just remember hearing the stories about it. It was, you know, not directly to me, but he was talking to like Michael Caine and Rose Leslie, and, you know, who is phenomenal actress. She was on Game of Thrones, and yeah, just being on that set, I learned more on that set than I've learned anywhere else. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, see, I like the Fast and the Furious, all their
right,
all of them, and I don't know. That was just a rumor that I heard. I didn't know if that was the case or not, but I could definitely see him as a bouncer, because how tall is the dude? I don't know how. Not very tall, but
5'7" maybe.
Well, yeah. So I think they have him listed as like 5'10" or something like that. Like if you look on his IMDb page or something, but he has like shoes like built up like this high. Like anybody that's been on set, like they're like a boot shoe, and it makes him a little bit taller. And even still, I'm 6'3", so I was like towering over him.
He seems like a cool guy though.
Yeah, he's like, he in person, he reminded me of like a more down to earth like Andrew Dice Clay. I mean, you know how Andrew Dice Clay's over the top. So when he came on set, he would just be like, "Woo, let's go do this," you know what I mean? Like amped up. But then he was like, you know, not always like that. You know, he would talk to everybody that was around, you know, and he wasn't just like, you know, excuse me, I'm the big actor on set. Everybody do what I want you to do. He just, with me, that's how he was. Now, I don't know. The PAs on that set might say something completely different, but just being a stand
you guys were on set with Dark Knight, right, and stuff. Christian Bale, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't on that one. I was in the hospital when they were filming that.
Okay, you were on that.
I did. Yep.
Okay,
Actually, it was my first
were
film
you
back.
around Christian Bale at all?
Yes.
Did he punch your
Was
mother?
he? I've heard rumors that he's a jerk on set.
Around.
Is that true?
Not to my knowledge. The way I saw it, he kept to himself a lot. He's a very intense actor, and so he's very character driven. And so the way I saw it, I didn't see him interact with anybody ignorantly or anything of that type. He just kept to himself, and he was always in character. And where I actually got to see him more was on Out of the Furnace, which we actually had a scene together that ended up becoming deleted, and I'm still trying to get a hold of it so that I can find it. It's just me and him in the prison yard, and they actually didn't go with it. But he did say a quick hi to me, and then he went right back to his character. So, but I saw he's like that with the crew too. But at no point in time was he ever ignorant or talking down to anyone. He is just in his own plane, and he's in.
Well, I didn't mean like talking down. I mean like he'll snap at someone. Is what I.
Well, I mean, I've heard the rumors.
Yeah,
but,
I just didn't
to
know.
me, they could be just that.
I mean, wasn't there a thing where he punched his mom or something outside of a bar one time?
Oh wow!
I don't
Who
know.
is this you're talking about?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
I mean, I'll look it up now.
I mean, as an actor, the guy, he's 100% invested. I'll say that. But I did not see him act like that with anyone.
Vin Diesel. I mean, just imagine having a dude like that come up to you with that voice, son.
Oh yeah, right.
You're causing trouble.
Yeah, he's an intimidating guy.
It's time for you to leave. So,
Yeah.
and he's bald.
And
bald.
He's bald. He's
Bald's
we have a tight community.
We are people now.
bald's intimidating.
Bald is beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I've got
It's a club.
I feel intimidated here.
Yeah, it's.
Join us, Jeff.
I've threatened to do it, but Missy still wants me to keep a little bit of hair on. I get closer and closer every time. I did this haircut on a #1, so we'll see what happens. One of these days, we'll come out of the bathroom and done. What's going to happen? It's going to grow back. So
I tell you, I like being bald over having hair. I get up, I go. I don't have to worry about putting gel on it, all this stuff. I don't know. How do you feel? You want that hair? You want that?
I use very
long
little
locks?
shampoo. I could probably, I could probably go 6 months on a bottle of shampoo if I, just use soap. Done.
There you go.
Yep. I am digging the David Draymond look there.
Oh yeah, the chin hawk.
Yeah. You know what you got to do? You got to replace those with some of those things like David Draymond has. Those.
No, I'll pass on that. Yeah. I got told twice in one day.
I seen somebody post this picture.
Rock Davison hit me up and said that, and then right before that, someone said that. Mel Mendoza came up to, yeah, you look like the guy from Disturbed, and I thought, oh yeah, okay. Oh, I love Disturbed, but no, I was on this before he was. I'm the originator.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So, good prelude here into, how about music? Y'all into music? Rock, pop, country? How about you?
Yeah, I go back. Rich hit on the '80s earlier. I'm a big '80s era guy. I think everything in the '80s was the best. At least to me, it was. Motley Crue. Always been a big Motley Crue guy.
Motley Crue.
There's another concert that I didn't get to go to that I had tickets to. Motley Crue and Poison. And I kicked myself on that one.
Motley Crue, and I'm.
So if you want tickets to something that you really want to go to, and Rich has them.
Hit Rich Rule up,
Hit him
Facebook.
up,
Yep.
He'll have him.
And you'll end up backstage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just don't take Rich with you.
Rich, you ought to start a brokering thing or something earlier for.
Yeah, I should.
Let's see, where was I going with that?
Music.
Favorite band.
Favorite band. Motley Crue. Oh, Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
My God. I think I'm getting old age stuff already.
Now, I was watching, I forget the name of it. Sammy Hagar was interviewing musicians, and he had John Mayer up there, and he was talking to him. They get on stage and play, and guess who was drumming for him? Tommy Lee.
Oh yeah, I seen that one actually.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
That was phenomenal. Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of, did you see the interview with him and Alice Cooper?
No, I did not.
They are best friends. They've been together for a very, very long time back in Montrose days. So it was pretty cool. If you go back and watch the interview, it's pretty cool. And then
I'll see your head pop in. Ooh, look at me.
yeah, photobomb. Yeah, I photobombed him right in the middle of the interview. But back to the Motley Crue thing. I don't know if it's a rumor. I mean, well, it's obviously still a rumor now. I'll believe it when I see it. They're supposedly working on this underground album and supposed to come back out. Apparently there was a clause in it, and I forget who quoted this, but somebody or other quoted it. It's on Facebook, so it's believable, right?
Oh, yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
But they said there was a clause into it that if everybody everybody wanted to void the contract, that they could, if everybody agreed to it. So they're going to pull off the same thing that Kiss did on the
retire
farewell
18
tour.
times, yeah.
We're out of here. See you 2 years. But I don't know. I mean, my opinion of that, Vince Neil, God bless the dude, but man, his voice is just done.
Yeah, I heard the last few concerts he's done. The audience did his sing. You start the vocal and just hold the mic out.
Yeah, I think
Let them finish.
Yeah, exactly.
and I think what the problem is I think he's out of shape. I know it's a shocker, but I think he's out of shape.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he loses, and there maybe he has something wrong with him. If he does, I'm sorry. That's cool, but I think maybe he has asthma or something or other. But it just seems like he really has a hard time doing, the long lyric things on his songs, and the first tour that Missy and I went to, there was a lot of pauses in between. The one that we saw with Kiss and Motley Crue together, they had backup singers, and it was like that kind of blended in what he wasn't able to do. But a huge Crue fan though, man. Girls, Girls, Girls was the first album that I had heard of Motley Crue, and I listened to it from front to back on tape at that point in time.
Awesome album.
Yeah, what's a tape, Craig?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll bring one of those on the show sometime. You know what? That'd be a good show to do one night. The evolution of music.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we could have vinyl records, 45s, 8-tracks. That's a good idea. Thanks, Rich.
Oh, you're welcome. I think 8-track was the first CD.
Yeah.
Just get the different buttons and different tracks and everything. But.
Yeah, you had to shove the card underneath the tape to get it from skipping or.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
I mean, I don't relate directly to any band. I like all genres of music, to be honest with you. I mean, it just there's not one necessarily that I can say is like my favorite. Like even Decade, I like it. In general, I don't go to concerts a whole lot because I don't have a whole lot of time for it. I mean, I have, my son who commented and stuff like that, so we don't really find ourselves going out there. And I moved around a lot as a kid, so, I love music, just nothing like you guys do. Yeah. Not quite that much of a fan. More into the movies and TVs and stuff like that.
Back on the Facebook thing here, it looks doesn't appear to be locked. Okay, I could be wrong, but I think Brian mentioned, this goes back to earlier when we were talking about spirits and stuff, about your hotel room being haunted.
That was me. Did I say my hotel room was haunted?
Melissa Grady.
I slept through mine. I don't know.
I don't think my hotel room was haunted. If it was, I wasn't awake for it.
It wasn't me. I was down the other end of the hall.
In our movie that we did, there was Rich mentioned a noise, a haunted noise, a child laughing. Some children laughing in the...
When you were getting room time?
Yeah.
Well, we had the children laughing in the in No Knock when we did the room noise. It wasn't a hotel room. It was just we were recording background noise. So if we have to do ADR, it blends in better.
Yeah, Scott just posted on our thing here that he thought that we weren't blocked anymore, so I thought I would go ahead and try to do it while we were talking. Couple other comments on here. DZ Boy Productions. We'll give it a whirl here, Scott. You know what? I think I just did that too. Nope, I did it right. Robert's report. Nope, we're still blocked, Scott.
We're still shafted. Got to use the back door still.
Yep. Oh. That guy's got too much money anyway, doing stupid shit. You know.
Free the Roberts report.
Yep. Okay. Let's see.
We're going
the movie The Ring. Oh, Shay said the movie The Ring. That was another good one. That. Oh, by the way, did you see they're supposed to come out with? I thought they were supposed to come out with a new Ring.
Yeah, the
movie.
new. Yeah.
I thought it was in the works already. It's already.
Yeah, I think it's
in
going to be
post, I
coming
believe.
out soon. It's.
I think I saw a trailer.
Right around the same time as it, I believe.
I loved that movie. That was another good one.
That was good. The second one was.
Did you like the second one? Because I didn't. I couldn't get into it.
No, it was kind of, once they revealed. That was one of those. I think once they revealed the tape and the whole, it was just.
There's certain films that just should say one hit wonders.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not real sure what they're going to be able to do different on this one.
They might just be remaking the first one. You know, I don't think it's identified as being a third.
Is it not?
Or anything. So I'm hoping it's just a remake. I'm hoping.
Even still, that's going to be tough to beat the first one.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Mike Steinspring said Dark Tapes movie's supposed to be pretty cool. So
Dark
it's
Tapes.
And on Hulu, Handmaid's Tale. I haven't heard of either one of those actually.
I just got the Hulu. I'll be looking for it.
Let's see. Just think of this one. No one has ever got great footage. Everyone seems to miss it. Yep. That's back on the Ghost. Sorry, Mike. We're just catching up with some of the comments on here. This new backdoor thing kind of sucks because we don't get real time.
My mom just texted saying we're a handsome bunch of guys. We look great on YouTube. So
thank you, Mr. Stowell.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Brian's mom.
Bald guys.
Yeah.
Just the guys without hair, though, right?
Yeah. Jeff will join ranks soon enough. He doesn't.
He'll become one of us.
Hey, we need to take a vote. Who all thinks that Jeff should shave his head?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
yeah.
He needs to join the club.
Yeah,
what do you think, Jeff?
You don't want to be that guy that doesn't.
I don't think so.
We don't have a red-headed bald guy yet. We need one.
Don't you have a special role for him in a movie coming up that requires a bald?
Yeah, I think we'll make a movie called The Barber. And
there you go.
We'll get some clippers and
film it.
You get used to it. I started losing my hair about 23. I'm going to guess.
I think all the bald people say that.
What? Not to. How old are you?
53.
If you don't care to say.
53.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You do not look 53.
I'm 53.
I'm going to have to go look it up. I'm not sure I believe that.
Nah, he is.
Seriously, 53? Does he
still
look
has all of
53?
his hair too.
Yeah, good genetics.
Yeah, that's what's nuts. He still has all of his hair.
I know. Some people are blessed.
Yeah, right.
And it always amazed me, some of these, go back to music a little bit. Some of these 80s rockers, had all that flowing locks and everything. A lot of them still have their hair. You don't see many bald musicians.
Just because they didn't cut it and didn't have the chance to not grow back yet.
Might have been something in the chemicals.
Whether they had implants or wear wigs or whatever. I mean, there's only a couple that I could think of right off my head. The Scorpion singer.
Jake.
Oh, yeah.
He's bald.
Absolutely.
And then AC/DC singer.
Is he really? I haven't seen him lately. I know they were doing
I think he's bald. He wears a hat all the time. I assume.
Brian Scott?
No, Bon Scott.
Brian
Johnson.
Yep, there you go. Yep, that's it. What do you think about Bret Michaels? You think he's actually? You never see him without a headband
Never seen him without
or
the
a
bandana.
hat.
He probably has.
Think he's got Michael Bolton going on?
He might. He may, yeah, because he always has that bandana and has that hat on. So Yeah, you never
It's
know.
quite true. It's very mysterious.
Yeah, I don't know, but props up to him. The dude can still. I mean, he's got type 2 diabetes. Been through how many trips to the hospital?
Oh yeah, he came close to dying in that car wreck.
Yeah, I mean, for him to. I mean, they're headlining a tour right now with Def Leppard and Tesla.
Yeah, and that's I think they're having a show in Huntington actually.
Yeah, you got tickets for me for that?
I'm not getting you tickets for that, man. Because you end up meeting them.
But yeah, I think that I don't know. I don't know if he's covering it up there or what, but still sounds good though. So
Still sounds good. They still take the stage and sound great.
prop them and
Absolutely.
and somebody else that sounds great now. Talk about 80s bands. We can relate to 80s bands. I think the band that's toured with him, Def Leppard. Joe Elliott, voice still.
He still has it. Yeah, he still has it.
They did of course, Vegas person.
Yeah.
They had a residency. I think it was last year before last at the Hard Rock, and they actually have it on YouTube if you ever want to go in there and watch it. But yeah, man, he was hitting the notes of all of them. One thing I can't say for Don Dawkins. Don Dawkins' voice is shot.
It's been a while, Dawkins, so I can't.
And that
can't
sucks
tell you.
too because I love Dawkins music.
Yeah.
Dream Warriors, man.
Now I heard he was
Breaking
bald and
Chains.
he's wearing a wig.
It's possible.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
It's possible.
I did hear that.
It's possible. Steve Piercy is back with Rat.
I heard that. Yes.
Kind of. He's with all of them except for what's their drummer's name? That's Tom Schreckengost. He is the Rat Master. What's his drummer's name? We'll get it here in a few minutes.
Hopefully he's watching.
Yeah. Oh, he is. He just commented on something there. So
Oh, there we go.
hair plugs.
Ah, there you go.
Won't do.
Yep. Here it comes. I figured it'd come in through. So everybody says Bobby Blotzer.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. See, I figured. But I don't know, Tom. Maybe you can comment on how well have you seen Steve Piercy yet with his new lineup with the old Rat. We'll get that here in a few minutes. So
Okay.
anyway, huge '80s on your music.
Oh, you know who I like? I love 80s.
Yeah.
Sammy's my guy. And Alice. And Alice.
And Alice, yeah. I tell you what, if anybody does get a chance to, in all seriousness, with Sammy Hagar, man, if you can go see them in the Circle, it is basically you have to be you have to be a Hagar fan, you have to be a Van Halen fan, or Van Hagar fan, I should say.
Yeah.
But Missy and I got to see him a couple years ago at Hard Rock in Vegas, and his voice, I mean, he's turned 70 this year.
And I would love to go to that bash.
70
in Cabo.
years old. Alice Cooper's 69 years old.
They're the same age right now.
Yeah, but
Hey, Craig, I've got tickets to go see that.
what's
Yeah, you got tickets. Okay.
Sammy Hagar?
Yeah. I was looking for somebody to go see it. I'm just teasing. Just
Yeah,
little jab there.
Yeah.
you know what? We were going to go see Sammy Hagar, but realized that we had bought tickets to Journey in the same week.
Speaking of Journey, are they going to reunite with Steve Perry? 'Cause you know they got in the Hall of Fame.
I think so. Well, not permanently. I think they'll reunite.
Like a reunion
I
tour
think
or something.
I think man, they're missing out on some money.
Oh, it'd be
I
huge.
mean, they're already getting buttload. I forget. Somebody Rotor was telling me the other day they're getting $1.1 million a show.
Oh wow, really?
$1.1 million show.
They could double that easy for Steve.
Imagine being that little Filipino guy making what he was
right?
making over there, and now freaking millionaire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw Journey with Steve or Jerry, and that was a good show. But then I heard they had a lot of backing tracks.
Arnell's
him.
good, man. I tell you, Arnell is spot on. His energy on stage. We got second row there in Cincinnati with them, and he is spot on. It's good.
It's amazing how his voice sounds so much like him.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah.
I found him on YouTube, of all places, singing karaoke. And then, yeah, but anyway, long story short, can't see Sammy Hagar. It's like 2 days after Journey, so.
Did you already get those tickets?
What's that?
You already bought those tickets, right?
Yeah.
Can I have those tickets?
No, but
Cashing in on the Cooper.
No, but if I get any Alice Cooper tickets, though, I will hook you
If
up.
that happens,
okay.
Rich will be over code, and somehow you'll get pushed out the door.
Probably.
He's by the way, Alice Cooper is a huge golfer, as you know. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did know that. Yes.
Yeah, there was Callaway representatives there, and of course they were all hooked up, top to bottom. They went golfing with him. They had pictures of him going golfing, and then of course they hung out afterwards too. So, but my favorite music is definitely still the '80s. I think '80s. I can't say that though. I like there's some modern. I like Papa Roach. Love Papa Roach. Otherwise guys. I like.
Oh yeah, I know
them.
you love them.
Yeah.
So
Good guys, and actually we got to meet their former drummer this last time when we were out in Vegas. Corky Gainsford bought a couple. He started a new band, Code Red. Code Red Riot. And we bought a couple shirts off of him, and he was pretty cool. We saw a show called the Tenors of Rock. 5 guys from the UK.
Oh really?
And they sang everything from Queen to AC/DC to modern stuff. It was actually a good show.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Was it all a cappella, or they have?
No, they had a band. Corky was drum, and they had a guitar and a bass player, and they had those 5 guys singing, and just it was a good show. We didn't. I mean, the only reason why we were going, honestly, was to get our shirts and to see him, and we thought, yeah, Tenors of Rock, good show. So, come to find out, he's been doing he does things with the Blue Man Group. If you've ever seen Blue Man Group, and he also does things with they have a show out there called. It's another 80s thing, but anyway, I'm going off on a bad tangent here. We need to pull it back in. How about we'll do this part of the segment here for Scott. He's normally the tech person. Scott, I'll try to do my best on talking tech here with you all into technology. I mean, you're a tech dude, obviously, I would hope. I mean, you got
a few things, yes. Yeah.
So, actually, technology and editing. This is a 2-part question. You're a tech guy, and you're editing. How much do you actually cut out? I mean, do you film, let's say for one day you film for 4 hours. I mean, is it natural or normal for you to kill 2 hours of it?
A majority of it, actually.
I'm just saying.
No. For instance, we
59
had
minutes are gone.
for instance, we had one shoot that took 17 hours, and we got 4 minutes of footage out of it.
Yeah, that's
about
right.
Yes, it is.
Long night.
And that was a very long night. So usually you don't get, if you have a 4 to 5 minute piece of footage, you'll expect all day when it comes down to it.
Huh. So
these movies that take an hour to 2 hours, that's why it takes so long.
That was going to be my next question.
You got to think there's so many angles. Like, it's not just film. Like, the scene, we'll run through a 5-minute scene, and we'll do it this angle, and then we'll do that angle again, and we'll do that angle until it's absolutely perfect. It's such a long scene. And then you move 2 feet this way and have it on an angle, and then you just keep doing that so you get full coverage.
You don't
everything.
seem to see. Well, I haven't seen anyway. Director's cut versions of movies anymore. I used to see that all the time. I mean, I've got the old laser disc over there, of director's cut versions of. They always had that extra. I don't know, either raunchy or ghouly, blood and guts that you didn't see on the original thing. They still do director's cuts, do you know? I mean,
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, a lot of the time I think you have to special order it, or most people are immediate gratification anymore. So they just buy the first one and then they don't even pay attention to the director's cuts. And with all these streaming sites and everything, I think what's happening is people are just getting things as cheaply as they possibly can with how the economy's been.
Yeah.
So you don't see them as much as you used to because, like music, like paying for music anymore. How much music is pirated? What's the point of them putting more money into making another cut or as many another cuts when things are being pirated? I think that's why we're seeing the demise of as many director cuts. I know they're out there, but I don't think you see them, like you said, as much.
Yeah, I wonder how that's working as far as, money when it comes. I mean, maybe you already know how it works, but how do actors get paid? Do they get paid per views? Do they get paid per DVD sales? I mean, you got the Netflix, they get paid per. Any idea?
It's all case sensitive. I mean, it depends on the budget. Maybe the contract that you work out with the company, whether or not there's a distribution deal in play. And a lot of films sometimes don't get, I don't mean sometimes, a lot of times don't get distribution. And that's a big part of it. So you can't just walk away from a film when it's over. You need to follow through with post and so on and so on, and just continue to promote the living hell out of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think every film varies. You might you might get paid a day rate. You might get paid every time that show's on TV. You get a royalty for every time you appear on on a TV on a rerun or whatever, or a movie, or say on HBO. But I mean, it's just like I said, everything's case sensitive to the project that you're on.
Yeah, I'm going to guess the ones that are doing like the Netflix stuff, the actors are probably hooked up with an agency, maybe licensing, and that's how they get paid through. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Right.
I mean, does that make sense? I mean,
sure.
Their agent will get a percentage of whatever the
And
contract.
I'm sure they got a flat rate too up front. So
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I lost some tangent here. I know we were talking about
Technology.
Yeah, technology. Yeah, and then we was talking about your editing. Of course, that's where we were at. Director's cuts. That's what I was going to ask you, Rich. You ought to have a director's cut version of.
Director's cut version of our films.
Yeah.
We could.
No.
Oh, you don't want to do that? What we might do is we could put some deleted scenes under the extras and stuff, because there are some stuff that I think would be so cool to have.
we may add one for you today, Rich.
Yeah.
Have a no
Okay.
rated one.
There's a chance.
Do you
there's
rate your
one
movies,
for
by
you.
the way?
We don't. Not yet, anyway. There's a big fee for that, and I don't want to pay that fee. I'm kind of cheap, so right now we don't rate them. So
Yeah, just stick it on the cover. Say kids should not watch, or kids should watch, or.
well,
Can you do that?
Yeah, on IMDb we'll throw up there, a parental caution.
Yeah.
But our movies, I mean, anyone can watch them. The only thing is, I mean, sometimes the language gets a little hairy, but other than that, well, we don't do nudity and all that stuff. And, it gets a little violent. So, I mean,
Still working on that part.
what, the nudity?
The
part? Yeah. Yeah, let's see how Angela thinks
Yeah,
about
I was gonna say that's probably not going to happen.
But
But think of the list of actors that you'll get, and if never mind.
yeah.
James Quinn.
Let's drop that one.
No comment. No comment.
But yeah, I mean, like Martown, for example. If we didn't cut that movie down, you're looking at a Godfather length.
Wow.
We have that much footage, but there are some stuff that we may have to cut that is good, so we might have to throw it in, in the extras and stuff. But Hopefully not. We don't cut too much of the good stuff out.
You could always put a different track probably on the DVD. You know, they have, I don't know if you could do that or not. Technology guy, can you have 2 movies on one DVD?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Dual layer DVD or whatever, and we'd probably do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see of it, and then
my version of it,
and then your version of it.
He'll make me edit it all, but I do my version.
Yeah, I'm a person that don't believe in editing, and when it comes to if there's cussing in it, so be it. If it's getting a point across, I've never understood in my life. It's going to kind of fall back into the whole music thing. Why in the heck you put a song out? If you can't put the song out and play it in its original format, then you shouldn't play it on the radio. Done. They sound stupid. I mean, you get to that point, and when you start with an F-bomb, it's
they reversed a word or muted or beep or
That artist put that in there for a reason, because they were emphasizing something or other, and it's real life, folks. I mean, it's a word. Come on. But I think that especially when you're angry, you're filming an angry part of the movie or psycho, whatever. You're you throw them out there, and I never have understood that, and it also sounds, in my opinion, I think it sounds stupid to change out a word for shit to crap. It's just they're two different words there. I mean,
I think the FCC, they got a little more lenient as far as editing.
They definitely have on regular TV.
I've heard some songs, and back in the day, they would have edited all that stuff out. TV's the same way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely on TV. I mean, geez.
I mean, you're hearing words.
South Park, guys.
Like, I remember
Comedy Central, everything.
Going back to the original Karate Kid, when Ralph Macchio was on that soccer field, said, "This school sucks, man. This sucks." When that was on TV back in the day, they edited "suck" out. This school.
Oh yeah, you couldn't say that.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I never caught that.
Yeah, you may as well said shit.
Yeah.
I can say shit on here, right, Kirk?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, shit.
Yep.
Let's edit that out.
We are unedited. Yeah, unless Facebook puts us back on jail for saying that, but I've seen a lot worse on there. So, but yeah, I mean, like South Park. Oh, and The Walking Dead. They throw everything out, and that one show right there is a good example. Would not be the same without the real life
insinuated violence,
curse words, or the violence.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be the same. It's and I don't know. I'm just not a big editing person. Sue me. And it's, as a DJ for weddings and stuff like that, I struggle. And I do a lot of Sweet 16 parties. And quite honestly, some of the songs that they request, some of them are pretty risque, and they, I wouldn't listen to it. It's some of them are degrading. Some of the, ones about stealing somebody's girlfriend or boyfriend or what. I mean, just some of the, I don't know. Maybe I'm going too far into this, but it's tough, though, whenever you go to a Sweet 16 party and you're trying to keep, they ask for these songs and you have to play an edited version of it. It's just, why are you listening to it if it's...
Yeah, that
you get where I'm going?
Yeah, just say, hey, it won't come up. Sorry. Just try to avoid the whole thing altogether, But
yeah, I don't know. You know what kills me? I'm kind of slip into the DJ thing in here. This is kind of my ranting a little bit here, I guess. Something that ticks me off is you've got a dance floor full of people just out there just having a great old time. Then somebody comes up and asks to listen to, I don't know, I think it was Honeybees or something like that. from Tom Petty. I mean, you're out there, you're doing the wobble. You're doing, Cupid shuffle and stuff like that. And then somebody comes up and asks for Honeybee. You put that on there and the dance floor clears. I mean, you knew that was going to happen. And they come up and say, what are you playing this for? Somebody requested it. That guy. Of course, I always, call them out. That guy did it so they can
The
go
only
over
one on the dance floor.
Yeah. And well, that's the thing. That's another thing that ticks me off too, is when people come up, request a song, go back and sit in their seat. The song comes on, they don't dance to it. It's like a jukebox. They come up and use the free jukebox.
You're the human jukebox.
Yeah. I mean, and I have a rule, and I stick to it. If you don't dance to the song that you request, it gets cut off, and we go into a new song. I'm brutal on that. I'm not a jukebox. So anyway, okay, rant's over.
Okay, that's good. Move on.
So I don't know if it's getting into personal stuff or not, but are you all do you all get paid for this, or is this kind of let me ask you this a different way. Do actors get started into their bigger roles by volunteering on the sides? And I don't need to know how much or anything. I'm just looking for, how do you go from, I know Rich, you're not Rob Zombie, or
Right, and I'm not getting paid either.
yeah,
so.
you're not getting paid. So I'm just curious. How does that work? I mean, without getting too,
It's a process. Brian will tell you too. Starting out, you do a lot of work for little or no money, especially no money. Just trying to get your name out there. A lot of people will start by getting into background roles in their local community and things like that. Then you kind of try to find and discover whether or not this is the industry you want to be. Is this going to be a hobby? Am I going to continue to do background, or do I want to act? And if the answer is you want to act, then you got to be ready to not make money for a little while to get yourself out there, so that later on the money will come and you'll get paid accordingly. But you really have to work your butt off to build that resume. And so you will take a lot of gigs for no money just to get out there. You discover the independent market, and you go to a lot of auditions, or you take on smaller roles that maybe don't bring out the best in you at first, just to get yourself out there. And you might drive 2-3 states away and sleep in your car, which we've all done. And just to really get your name on a project, and to network and to meet with people. And in acting, starting out is a lot of networking. Wouldn't you say that, Brett?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a big part of it. And so, but yeah, I mean, you will get paid eventually. Like we go out there now, and we're starting to get our value, and which is great. But it took a lot to get to that point.
So I wonder if it still works then back in the day, people, I call it back in the day, but they would, everybody would pack up their everything that they own, put it in the car, and head to California.
Yeah, I have friends that do that now. I mean, JQ does too.
Yeah.
The guys that we just met on set, when I first started doing background work, there'd be guys that are just doing background. But they wanted to become something. They wanted to become more. And they know here in this industry, like Pittsburgh and stuff like that, we don't have as big of a budget. So they could put themselves somewhere in Georgia or LA or New York or Chicago, where there's 100 projects going on today, and get themselves on set, get themselves, meet the right people, because it's always good to network in that group like he's talking about at first, because it was hard for me to even get into the Pittsburgh independent films at first. Like, I tried, I auditioned, but I knew nobody at all. And it was like a click. Like, it was almost impossible to get in at first. And then after doing background on some sets and meeting some people, they're like, you might be right for this film. They like your attitude, and they have you come in. Next thing you know, you're PAing and you're carrying water. You're not getting paid, but then you put in your dues.
You're learning the business.
You put in your dues, you get in there, and then you get like a little exposure from that, and you move to the next set, and you just try to learn something from everybody as you go. And the next thing you know, you're on national television with speaking roles when just a year ago you were carrying water. So I mean, it's a lot of work though. It's tireless. Like I work 11 hours a day, and for this film even 11 hours a day. Then I would go home, and then I'd be up till 1 or 2 in the morning reading my script over and over and over, looking in the mirror, trying to make sure that I get the right mannerisms and everything. Like it's not for someone that thinks it's just going to be easy. No. It really isn't. You just really have to have that mindset.
It's 99%. Don't just walk in and run out of there with the big 6-figure payday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
be okay with
a very rare occurrence.
You have to be okay with the no's. Like you're going to hear 100 no's before you even land your first one-liner on an independent film that you're not going to get paid for. That the odds are it might not even come out. You know what I mean? But you're going to be told no over and over and over. And actually, the reality is you don't get told no. You just don't hear anything.
Get told anything.
You audition and you just sit there and you eat yourself like, what did I do wrong? You want someone to tell you, and you eventually have to just figure it out yourself.
You learn to just walk away after an audition.
Yeah.
Good, bad, and different. You leave it right there in that room and you move on to the next
one.
Yeah,
you have
to.
You
get a call, fantastic.
You push for your next one, and then once you get called by one and they tell you, you landed the role, then everything else gets shut out. And you just focus specifically on that film, because they're invested in you, and you have to be just as invested in them as they are you. And I mean, these guys are phenomenal. Like
Absolutely.
We've been here this weekend, and we've been treated as good on any set with these guys as any other one I've been a part of.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah, they're taking care of us.
Props to Dizzy Boy Productions team.
Yeah. So any of you future actors coming to, go for Dizzy Boy production, everybody audition. They'll take care of you.
Good props for you, Rich.
Yeah, that is good. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always worked it like a family. So we bring in people, the part of Dizzy Boy family. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now we got JQ, we got Brian, Rick Montgomery Jr., Emily Lasparty. We have Maria Olson coming from LA. She was in Martown, Ashley, and
Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, she's been in over 150 films. I mean,
Yeah,
phenomenal
phenomenal.
actress.
Yeah.
And real excited to have her back. It was funny because communicating on Facebook. I don't know if I ever told Maria this or not, but we were communicating on Facebook and stuff. We were talking about the project and stuff, and getting the travel arrangements, and all that stuff. And, had a good communique. And then when she rolled up and she got out of that car, we were in the middle of setting up lights for her scene, and, outside and stuff. And she had that look like, oh crap, what have I got myself into? So I, shook her hand and everything. And I was like, oh man, you're going to be, that nervousness. And she gets in the house, and then we finish up setting up and stuff. Then we go in the house. And then it's just night and day. Everything was just, great.
Mm-hmm.
It was no nervousness, and everything was, it was good. I mean, we all started joking, but that first part, like, oh boy, what's going to happen? It was that nervousness, and I don't know if it was getting out of a car and you're walking in, you're like, what am I walking into? And you're kind of hesitant. You know what I mean? But yeah, Maria's great. I don't know if you guys worked with her yet.
We have not, so we're definitely looking forward.
No, I've talked to her before about it, and I can't wait.
Yep.
Oh man,
we're psyched.
Phenomenal actress, and she'll bring it out in you, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the horror film. She's gonna bring it out.
That's what we want.
Yeah,
can't wait.
For those of you out there in Facebook land, if you're wondering why it's 8 o'clock and we're still rolling, we're a half hour in, and we had some technical difficulties. We're still in Facebook jail, so write Facebook, tell me suck, and get Robert's report out of Facebook jail. All right. On to the questioning. Where was I going to with this? Rich, on the the no knock list, Martown. Were they all local actors and actresses, or did you have some people out of town from that too?
I think the only two people we had out of town was Maria Olson and Emily Lasparty. Yeah.
So this is probably...
So, yeah, Martown had a lot of local talent. And I'm telling you, they blew us away, too. Krista Mitchum, she plays Theodosia, knocked it out of the park. Tony Marie Perry just killed it. She plays the bad guy and stuff. Yeah, I really think Martin's going to kill. I think Change the Game was our teaser. Say, hey, yeah, we can make a film. We know how to edit. We know how to put it together. And I think Martin's going to kill it. And then from there, No Knock's we're just going to try to go up and up. And it's one of those
So, how many
deals
people in the No Knock list do you have that are
local?
I keep saying out of town because that's
out of town.
yeah, I just
Better to go with how many are local.
Let me see. How many are local?
I guess I'm kind of trying to catch on how far you're,
Pretty
how
much-
far you're
okay,
reaching out now.
Okay. Everyone, the main roles are all out of town. We got these guys from Pittsburgh. Maria's from LA. Emily is Uniontown, around Pittsburgh area. Rick Montgomery Jr. is from Cleveland, Akron area.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of them are locals. So,
Dan Hawkins from
Dan Hawkins, he's from Shinston,
Shinston.
Clarksburg area.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we branched out, and I've known JP for a while. Yeah. He's helped me branch out, and we just started. I started meeting a lot of Pittsburgh people. We worked with Lou Consolo. I'm sure all of you guys done that too.
You know, Big Lou.
Yeah, definitely know Lou.
Yeah, I love Lou, man. And start working with Pittsburgh people, and I love that, man, because now we're starting to get in with that.
Yeah, that's
And it's all about networking, like I was saying. Once you get in that click, then okay, that's cool.
It works both ways for the actors and the producers or directors as well. So,
yeah.
Pittsburgh, many years ago, I don't know, I'm not sure how old you guys are, but there was Bruce Willis had a movie there. It was
Striking
actually
Distance.
Striking
Yeah.
Distance. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
I love
That was
movie.
in what, the 90s, right?
Yeah. That was a great movie. I was just thinking that when you were saying
That was really cool. Sarah
Pittsburgh,
Jessica
really good.
Parker.
Yeah.
Actually, there's quite a few people in there. Tom Atkins. Who else was in there? Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue too. But it was a fun film. It was a really good film, and it really portrayed Pittsburgh well.
Yeah, that and then he went on to do more of the
Die Hard.
diehards. Thank you. God, my mind is fried. So not literally.
That's on the tops of my. I'm a big Die Hard guy.
Yeah,
too.
Die Hard. Those. What'd you think? I mean, what's your opinion on those? I don't think there was really a bad one of those.
No, I mean, there's people that obviously they love the first two, the first one specifically, and I'm very particular to the first one myself. I like them all as a fan. I like everything about the franchise. A lot of people didn't like the last one with the son. I liked it. I thought it was a different element. Sure, you saw a lot of the same things going that you haven't you've seen in the past. Maybe they used some stock footage like they talked about. I like the father-son element. I liked him going back to go get his kid out of trouble. They didn't get along. They fought while they were there, but they blew the whole town up, and then in the end they were friends again. So it was kind of cool. It was different.
No, that just made me think of something here. How far out have you all been for a role? I guess like California.
I mean, most for me, it's been all East Coast. It's been pretty spread out. Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, North Carolina. So south-wise, maybe just the Carolinas.
What's the hot spot, do you think?
Pittsburgh.
Still Pittsburgh?
No,
really?
Pittsburgh and Cleveland are hot right now. There's a lot of work going on there. Not just with the Hollywood
Atlanta
films.
as well.
Atlanta is booming. Atlanta took a lot of the work away from the Carolinas when they lost their tax credits.
A lot of the films
So
that
that
were
was
supposed to
picked
come
up.
to Pittsburgh recently have moved. I mean,
Right.
there's show because of our budget.
Correct.
They moved to Georgia because Georgia's budget is
Absolutely.
phenomenal.
The independent is huge in Pittsburgh. There's a ton going on in the independent circuit in Pittsburgh. But
Yeah, it's a
but Cleveland's getting it. But yeah, like Richie said, Atlanta. Now, from what I was told, and I haven't been to Atlanta yet, but I have some meetings coming up there with some different people soon.
Yeah,
The
Atlanta is.
independent scene wasn't as big yet, and I kind of thought it was, but Hollywood they're knocking it out of the park right now.
Yeah, Atlanta has been officially. I don't know if you follow or not, but has been listed as the busiest airport in the world.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
I've heard
I
some,
believe
some
that.
heavy duty stories there. Yeah.
Man, you can almost guarantee every time, and I guess O'Hare is sort of the same way, but usually when you're landing, you can look over and you can see somebody else land at the same time. And I was landing O'Hare there a couple years ago, and we were landing at the same time another one was landing. I thought, I hope they're not going on the same runway because,
Yeah.
A
little side by side.
Yeah, no kidding. But I was just curious on how about you? How far out of?
I mean, time-wise driving, I'm going to say DC, like DC area. I mean, for investigation discovery television show Deadly Demands, I had the lead role. I played. It was a documentary, so I played Officer Juan. But that was probably the furthest I've driven to go for a role. I mean, when I was really, really young, my mom's watching. So when I was really, really young, I was in some Star Trek thing when I was like 8, where they put me in this dog suit and like put me on this Klingon ship, and I'm just like up to my chest and the hole, and I'm just like holding this bone, and I'm just patting it up and down on the ground, and then the Klingon officer grabs off this guy's arm and rips it off and throws it in front of me, and I just grab it, like pull it in, and I like force the head down of it, and but I mean that I guess that would be my furthest role, but I don't think that counts. It was just time, and we were just right place, right time, but yeah, I'd say for me DC.
Now, do you all learn your script all at once, or do you learn in segments as that scene comes along?
Case sensitive. Go ahead, take it.
I'll take it first because every actor is completely different. There's everybody will tell you something completely different. So when I first got the script from Rich, I probably read through it every single night, the entire thing for a good 2 weeks, like every night, just so I could become so familiar with it that like when I jump to a scene, I know what's going to happen in there. So then like, I know how it's supposed to feel. I know how my character's supposed to be, what the other characters in the scene's motivations are. So when I start learning my lines and everything, I can understand how I'm supposed to react to these people. Because if you just read the scene itself, and you just try to learn it from the beginning and don't read through the whole thing, then you might not fully grasp your own character's motivations and why he's acting the way he's acting in those certain situations. You know what I mean? Like to build the character up. I think it's important to know not my necessary motivations, but understand the motivations of everybody else in the scene with me. So because of that, I'll do that first, and then after I have a good understanding of what's going on, then I'll break down. Like this weekend, I knew we had. I can't even tell you how many scenes we did this weekend, but six scenes. But I knew, weekend. Yeah, it was a pretty big weekend. But I focused on those scenes specifically for this weekend. The second they gave me like the shot list. So how long ago was that, Rich, that you gave that to us?
Oh boy,
maybe a month, right?
About a month, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say about a month.
Then every night since then, I've given myself like an hour just to focus specifically on those scenes.
So what you're saying, you do sort of do it scene by scene then?
Yeah. Basically, it's just we all have a different process. Sure. James, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, like Brian said, it's case sensitive to the person. Much like Brian, as soon as I get the script and I'm into the characters and whatnot, or the synopsis, I read the whole script all the way through. Maybe not 2 weeks straight. My process is generally like 2 to 3 times, depending on the length of the script and what's all involved. So once I've read it 2 or 3 times, and then I start to get an understanding from my character, and then what I'll do is I start to build my character based on what I'm seeing in the scenes, based on what I'm seeing in his actions. So I try to start to develop the mannerisms that I think that they're going for, and the delivery that they might want. And so I'll start to think about what would this character say, but how do I implement myself into this character too, so that we can be one with the character. And so I'll go through each scene and break that down for my character in order to build them. And then once once I have a preliminary version of what I think my character is, then I'll go back and read the script over and over, and then eventually you'll get a set and get an idea what the director's looking for. In this case, Rich, and chat out what their thoughts are on the character too. And so hopefully you guys kind of meet somewhere in the middle, because you
Well,
want
I
to
think
get
you guys are nailing the characters. To be honest with you.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
At the casting call, we were so impressed, and we saw you guys. Like, okay, there's our guys. I mean, just right then. And they told me, they said, "Oh yeah, I think you were filming up in Morgantown or
Yeah,
Moundsville."
we were in Moundsville.
Moundsville.
Yeah.
And they learned it on the way down, a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
And they had the mannerism down. They had.
We only
everything
really
down.
studied for to be 100% honest with you, I only had really about an hour because we had another guy with us, Josh, and it was his real first time auditioning for anything. So JQ and I were spending a lot of time trying to help him and prep him for it, so he could, come in and do well for his first audition. So yeah, about an hour. We were just working it hard for an hour.
But we also knew, we seen the synopsis and the character breakdowns too. Prior to, we tried to, we looked at that a couple days ahead of time too, to try to get an idea what they might be looking for in those characters. And that particular time, I guess we lucked out and we showed that. So
Well, on set, when we start filming and stuff, Jeff and I, we see something we like. It's like just a universal thing. I mean, we'll look at each other. We have that look like, yeah, that was it. And at that audition, that's what it was. It's like we looked at each other. This is it.
How many people do you have that picks from your casting calls?
Depends on the role, but sometimes a lot.
Yeah. Well, this last casting call, oh wow, we had close to 50, I think, show up.
It was 50 that were at the casting call, but then we also
And then we had a lot of online auditions and stuff.
a lot of people sending in tapes. And,
You get on the microphone.
I'm done now. So
Go ahead and repeat it again.
but
Flip it around there.
we had, as Rich said, we
There you
had
go.
about 50 that came to our casting call, and then from that, we also had a lot of online submissions from actors and actresses from all over the country, really.
Yeah, so I think the word's getting out of Dizzy Boy, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're and I know JQ's the same way. He with Convergent Pictures, you just keep going and going and going. I mean, you can't. If you stop, you die, and that's just the way it is. We just want to keep on going. And we had the premiere of Change the Game October 8th, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
We were still filming Martown. Just finished Martown, hitting No Knock. So we'll have the premiere for Martown in the middle of No Knock. We just constantly keep rolling and stuff. And I'm blessed. I got an amazing crew that we know with.
Supportive wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Very supportive.
Got to put that in there.
Very supportive wife.
Everybody at this table, I think, has a supportive wife, or we wouldn't be doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
very true.
You know what? And that's you know what, Missy? I'm sure your wife gives you crap every now and then for.
Every once in a while, she's like, because, well, like today. Sorry, Angela. Today we were talking about going to Hershey Park.
Yeah.
She works at Highmark.
Yeah.
And she was able to get a couple of tickets for Hershey Park, like an employee thing. And the certain day is June 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Well, June 24th is a big deal because we got these guys coming in. I got Emily coming in. I have Maria coming in. And Rick.
Oh, everyone.
And it's
That is everyone.
that weekend's big. So that kind of had to take the priority over family time.
Yeah.
But we try to make it up, other weekends and stuff when I'm not busy. But yeah, very supportive wife. And if you didn't have that, I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
you do a lot more than I do. I mean, you're DJ and you're doing this thing, and
this right here was a harebrained idea.
Yeah,
but you're doing
it. Yeah,
you're doing it. You're gaining your audience. And
absolutely. But and the whole reason why I wanted to do this was for a number of things. One, because I've never done it before, and a always wondered what it'd be like to, interview people.
Right.
And it helps me also with other things of being able to impromptu talk to people, I guess. I never did really have that problem doing the DJ stuff, but it's sort of, it's a different aspect now. But, I respect you all on being able to do, of course, now when it comes to you all, although, is you can get a redo or an edit or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, some of the, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but like in the days of like the Carol Burnett show or.
Oh, yeah, during the live skits,
Right.
even SNL.
SNL.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah, that would be difficult, I think. Carol Burnett show. I love that show.
They have
Yeah.
improv experts on those shows.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, they mess up all the time, but we just don't know because
Oh, yeah.
no one has any idea what it was supposed to be. So they're just so used
Sometimes
to it.
they can practice all week leading up.
Yeah, right.
So what do you think about SNL now? I don't even watch it anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen it. I might catch one here or there, but it's not something that I actively pursue anymore.
I think when Jimmy Fallon left, was when I kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And before that was probably the days of, of course the Steve Martins and
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
For sure.
Those were classics.
Dan
I love that
Aykroyd's,
SNL.
yeah, they're phenomenal.
Think of how, you talk about coming up. Think of how many stars come out of that.
Oh yeah,
Just that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Belushi, Jane. My God, of course Eddie Murphy and Chevy Chase, Bill Murray,
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. Man.
There's so many.
There's like that other skit show that came out in Living Color.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The entire, even J-Lo that was a fly girl on it. is
Yeah.
famous now, but but the whole show, Jim Carrey,
All the
Jamie
Wayans brothers.
Foxx, all the Wayans brothers and the sister, all of them got a career because of the oldest Wayne brother paved the way for him by creating. Amazing.
It's tough for me to see going back into those days of seeing those and now seeing some of these people getting old now. Just like Chevy Chase, it's tough. And Burt Reynolds, of course, we talked about Burt Reynolds earlier.
Sure.
Man, it's hard to see that. Just
Chevy looks so much different now to me.
yeah.
I still remember him. Obviously, Christmas Vacation being one of my favorite films he's done.
Oh yeah,
That's how I picture him.
Yeah, and in all the vacations for that matter,
Yeah,
and
all of them.
then when he showed up on
The
this,
newest
the new
vacation one, it was like,
he looked bad.
yeah, really bad.
Yeah, I think he had some alcohol problems. I'm pretty sure he was in and out of rehab a couple times. but-
Steve Martin. That doesn't really change.
Yeah, he's like the
He's always
same.
had that white hair. He still looks the same.
I
as
think
did
he was
back
an
in the day.
adolescent with that hair.
I can't never imagine. I can't think of him looking any different
I
than he
think
does
he's been
right now.
52 years old from day one.
He just doesn't do movies anymore. Now he's doing his banjo or his
He's awesome.
bluegrass stuff.
But he still looks the same.
Yeah, he does.
Whenever he looks stuff up, he has not changed.
I think he's doing comedy. He was actually just in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That would be a
He was
good one.
doing an improv show.
Yeah. Comedy. Have either of you seen Kevin Hart?
Yeah,
Not
I've
live.
watched
you seen
him stand up before.
Just on TV? You've
Yeah,
seen
just
live
on
or
TV.
anything?
I've never gone live. Yeah.
That's a guy right there. That I think that if there was a Richard Pryor of these days or a Carlin in these days, that Kevin Hart is just I don't know what it is about him. Did either of you all see the skit that Jimmy Fallon did with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart, and he took one of his studies. Jimmy Fallon took one of his people that worked for him in a car, and he went out to California, and it was hilarious because of course you can think Ice Cube and Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
and of course marijuana came into the conversation, and they all went to one of the
Medical marijuana facilities.
They went. This was obviously the recreational one.
Oh, the recreational one. Okay.
Because they all left they were all in there packing everything up, and it took off. It was funny because she was just learning how to she was just learning how to drive. It was a student driver.
Right.
And Jimmy Fallon was telling her to roll down the window and yell out the window, "Get out of the way, you stupid bitch!" And she rolled down the window, and of course, she was just a little girl. You had to watch the whole thing. I'm going way too far off on this, I know, but it's just hilarious. I mean, Ice Cube, there's a crossover for you.
Yeah.
A rapper,
Yeah.
and now
Him and Ice-T.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Friday,
Yeah.
the first Friday anyway. The second one I thought was kind of dumb, really, but just the whole. And I think he was he the writer in that? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Yeah.
That's a good question.
I know he did the second one. I'm pretty sure he wrote the second one. I don't know if he wrote the first one or not, but man, just that you got the whole picture of the hood, and that you really felt, it was still a comedy, but I don't know. That's just. Did you watch Friday?
Oh yeah, I like Friday.
Smokey. Yeah. Whatever happened to him anyway? I mean, he was on.
You're talking about Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, yeah.
Yeah, he was in on what was that one with Jackie Chan? Rush something.
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. Yeah, that's it.
I heard he's changed his whole routine, from what I understand.
Yeah,
he's very heavy into the religion now, from what I understand, and he will not go back and do anything like he used to. I think if he does anything, you might see him do like some, faith-based type films.
Really, he's into religion stuff now.
From what I heard, I can't confirm it. I've heard it from
I've
multiple
heard the same
people
thing.
though, and that's why you don't see him a lot right now.
Boy, even to see, that's cool, but man, that's quite a.
He was great in Rush Hour.
That's quite a one. Oh man, yeah. I mean, he was a good Robin Williams kind of person, I guess, in regards to just anything he says or does. Just I don't know. I thought he was funny. But.
Just funny, yeah. Dave Chappelle's another guy that's like that. Everything Dave Chappelle says just makes you want to die laughing.
Yeah.
He's just so funny.
Well, we were talking about Netflix earlier too. There's actually a special on there, and I know we were talking about SNL. So I don't know if we have any Dana Carvey fans here, but he's got a new special on Netflix. It's pretty fun.
I was actually
Dana
wondering
Carvey's awesome.
Yeah, he's one of my all-time favorites, man. Love him.
Opportunity Knocks.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that movie.
Love it.
There is a guy that is a guy that he's familiar with the Dirk building down at DuPont Park.
Mm-hmm.
He is the groundskeeper. I swear to you, if there was a lookalike, everybody has lookalikes. He looks like Dana Carvey. I mean, to the T.
Oh, really?
If I'll ever get a picture, I'll get a picture next time I'm down there. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Now, can he act like Dana Carvey and do the comedy?
No,
if he can, I'm going to have him on my film.
No,
we need to sign that guy up.
He's
now.
too quiet, but he could definitely be a stand-in, I think.
Nice.
Well, I think that we are just about. I think we've about done in our 2 hours here of getting through the back door. Let me just give. Whoops, I'm on the wrong computer. I got too many mice here. Let's see here. I wanted to plug a thing here for the Humane Society on Sunday, May 22nd. The Pet Supplies Plus is having a drive. They can use any Purina foods, any kind of cleaning supplies, gas cards, anything along that line. Go up there May 22nd. That's what that says, isn't it? It's 22nd. It's a little blurry to me for some reason. But make sure you support that. That's one of my close to heart things. The Humane Society and of course MS. But go support that, please. Take that off of there. And of course, thank you, Brian and James, for coming here today. Rich, Jeff, appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
Apologize for the snafu on the technical difficulties. We made it through it. We'll make sure that it gets to our page and people see it. We did have some viewers. We had some comments and stuff. So
it's been our pleasure.
But I do apologize for that, and maybe we can have Mulligan sometime when you're in town, and we don't have anything on to come back in and do another full, maybe a good follow up thing on how things are going. Maybe here.
Sounds fantastic. Wait till Rick and Maria are in town.
Yeah.
Get it all.
When's
at
that
one
going to
time.
be?
what, June 24th.
Third week of June.
June 24th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
day I
the
can't put it on
infamous
your calendar.
weekend.
That dangerous date.
Yeah,
I mean, the wife's already mad. Might as well just go all out.
June 24th. Okay, I'll have to look and see.
but you know
the-
what? You might have to get some couple more mics.
Yeah, this.
And
yeah.
well, I have a couple I can bring in, whatever. But yeah, we definitely want to have everyone. Man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Big round table.
Be nice if we had
Square table.
Be nice if we had
Rectangle
a
table.
good boom mic. Would be awesome if I could, where we just sit here and talk. You know, just I don't know how well that would work. I'd have to talk to my tech guy since he's not here.
Well, he's a tech guy.
Well, the other tech guy. You know what? We didn't talk much about tech tonight. Scott, we missed your tech talking. So when you come back next week, you have to do more tech talking. So I got to get my trusty rusty phone here ready because since I don't have my tech guy, he's usually running the sound for me. So I'm flying solo. All right. By the way, we want to thank Shallow Side. Shallow Side is actually a band that comes around here quite a bit. Very good guys. You know, you mentioned earlier on how everybody starts out at the bottom and kind of works their way through free gigs and stuff like that. If you ever get a chance and you ever see Shallow Side, and you know, go out check them out. There's some hardworking guys. They've done our prelude official song for us. Give us didn't even question it. Let us use it for our intro and outro. So we appreciate their support. Thank you guys. Thank everybody for watching Robert's Report. Tune in every week, 6 to 8 p.m. on Sunday. We'll catch y'all next week.